If y'all are seeing me for the first time, my name is Tracy. I'm the creator and I run our YouTube channel, but I also am the author of our blogs. And if you want like a readable tutorial version of a lot of our videos of what we're all about here at 4D Farms, we're all about faith, family, home, and farm. You can catch us on our blogs at 4dfarms.blogspot.com and 4dfarms.wordpress.com. Do y'all remember when I made the little fried apple pies using canned biscuits? You do? Did you like that video? Did y'all make any? Y'all have got to come back in the comments on those videos and let me know if you try recipes, you try anything that I share with you and stuff like that, how it turned out for you, some changes you might have made, some tweaking you might have done. Let's share some ideas. Always come back in the comments and drop me a line, okay? But I'm going to try to make another homemade, from scratch, apple pie. I've done this one time before, years ago. And like I said, I've never liked fruits cooked. Dear hubby wound up eating that pie, okay? He loved it. He gave me some ideas on the next one to try if I ever made it again, okay? But he ate that pie, gave me some ideas, and we're going to try those today. We're going to put those ideas to use. And I got 3 apples left over, and we're going to make an apple pie from scratch. So let's get in this kitchen, okay? All right, let's get started with this pie crust. I am going to be using a recipe I just printed off the internet, y'all. And it goes in my little book over here. But I'm going to be doubling the recipe because I have some other pies to make for later. And once I double this recipe, I'm going to have some leftover pie crust that I'm not going to be using today. So I can still divide those up and put the extra ones in the freezer to pull out on that next time I got to make some pies. But y'all, I've got my KitchenAid out. Just do it one time. Y'all, that's a tip sometimes I always use in my kitchen. If you're going to be heating up your oven and you're going to have all your goodies out, your maids out and stuff like that, double a recipe. Throw the extras in the freezer. You're only getting your stuff out one time, heating your kitchen up one time. You'll have something for a meal for later. You'll thank me for that later if you start taking that little tip. Okay, so all I'm going to do is I'm going to double this recipe, okay? I just printed this off of the internet, y'all. You can also use, I like Pioneer Woman's pie crust recipe. You can find it online. Y'all, you can Google pie crust recipes and there's thousands. You can go down a rabbit hole. But I like the ones that use butter, okay? It just makes a better tasting crust. When I made a homemade from scratch apple pie years ago, I used lard. I have an Amish cookbook up there. Okay, an Amish cookbook, and they use lard, y'all, faithfully because they make their own lard and their tallow, okay? And I used the lard, but dear hubby didn't really care for the taste of the lard in a pie crust, so we switched to butter, and it just makes a whole lot better pie crust, okay? To us anyway. And I'm going to kind of spruce the top of it up just a little bit. Y'all see that? Okay, y'all. Anyway, we're going to spruce the top of it up just a little bit and decorate it just a little bit. And we're going to try to do the lattice. Now, I didn't do that last time when I made a homemade apple pie. I just had the crust on the bottom, the flat crust on the top, rolled my seams together, pinched them around, cut the slits in the top. But I want to go a little extra this time, and I want to do the lattice work on the top. So, y'all, we're going to put some love in this apple pie, okay? And see, love, it's It's a heart shape, y'all. We're going to cut out some little hearts to go on the top of the lattice work. I'm going to put some work in this apple pie, okay? And then some of the extra off of the 2 pies that I have today that I'm going to cut off, not the extras that I'm going to have to reserve for pies later, but the little scraps, I'm going to try to use those, y'all, to make some homemade Pop-Tarts one morning. Me and the granddaughters, we might get in here and make some homemade Pop-Tarts. Yes, you can make homemade Pop-Tarts out of pie crust, y'all. You can get the kids in the kitchen and make some good, better, nutritious homemade Pop-Tarts, and you can put whatever you want in them, okay? So that's what I'm going to do with the scraps, and then we're going to double I'm just multitasking today, y'all. I'm going to get some pie crust already frozen for later, have some scraps left over to make some Pop-Tarts, and I'm just doing this one time today, okay? And I'm putting some more love into it. Okay, so I wrote double the recipe down. I had to do the math, y'all, and I'm going to, let me get y'all somewhere where y'all can sit and watch me do this process. We're going to get this mixed up. Then we're going to section them out. I'm probably going to have 4 pie crusts, okay? If I see those are still too big, I might go down to 5 and use that extra 1 to do like a breakfast quiche that has the crust. Okay, so y'all, I'm gonna get multiple things out of doing this one time today. See, use your time wisely in your kitchen. All right, so let's get started. Let me get y'all somewhere where y'all can see me do this process, okay? All right, we are going to, if y'all want to write this down as we go, or I'll put it in the description box below, okay? 2.5 cups all-purpose flour. I have not tried to make a pie yet using freshly milled flour, soft white wheat berries. That's on my project list to do. So that's 1, 2, and here's the half. Okay, y'all, I don't have an apron on today. I'm just winging it today, getting this started. All right, you want to mix your salt in with your flour, and it calls for salt, a 1/2 teaspoon salt. Now, I got to find my 1/2 teaspoon. I tell you what, I can't hardly see these. This is the granddaughters. So let me get mine out that I can see. That's the granddaughters. They have their own things in here with G-Mom. That's here's a 1/2 teaspoon, okay? They have their things. I bought them their things because we are always in the kitchen cooking and baking. And instead of sharing, they wanted their own things. So I hooked them up. They have their own rolling pins. They have their own measuring cups, measuring spoons. Okay, so that's your salt and your flour. I'm going to go ahead and mix this up just a little bit. Next, in goes the butter. And y'all, you better buy you some butter for this pie, for these pie crusts. But like I said, I am doubling this, so this is going to get used for other things, so I'm good with that. And you want it chilled. Now, let me make some more disclaimers while that's mixing. We're fixing to add 1 stick of butter. I am going to kind of like slice this up. I don't want to pour a big block of chilled butter in here. Just let me grab a butter knife. We're going to do pats of butter in here. You don't have to have a stand mixer, y'all, to do this. You just get a mixing bowl. Now you're going to start adding your butter. If you do this in a mixing bowl, you put your flour in, your salt, you mix it up. You add your pats of butter, and you can either use a fork or your hands or a pastry cutter, and you cut the butter into the flour until it starts getting crumbly. But I got to do this today, y'all, because I'm doubling this, and that is a lot of butter and a lot of flour. You don't always have to have a stand mixer, y'all, to do things in your kitchen. I just do because it makes my life a whole lot easier. Okay? I make a lot of bread. I make a lot of muffins, make ahead breakfast. And doing a lot of that stuff, especially kneading bread dough. I can't do it a lot with my hands and my arms, so this just makes it easier for me. But y'all, you do not have to have a stand mixer. But if you ever want one, I would recommend a KitchenAid, y'all, because their warranties are awesome. And I've got two. I have a smaller version that I got back in 2008. I still have it, and it's like backup. But I made so much bread that dear hubby's like, that motor, you make so many batches of bread at one time, that motor's going to burn up. So he got me a higher horsepower one because I do a lot of bread. I do a lot of baking and stuff. Check, if you're going to get a KitchenAid or a stand mixer, check the horsepower of them. That's all I can recommend. Y'all, my KitchenAid attachment, my KitchenAid mixer, and all of my KitchenAid attachments under here are in our Amazon store. I am not an affiliate with KitchenAid. They do not have an affiliate program. If they did, I sure would be joining it because I love my KitchenAid. I love all my attachments. I love just playing around with things, y'all. I have the pasta roller that makes the lasagna sheets. I have the Alfredo and the spaghetti attachment. I love to make Alfredo noodles. I've even let my granddaughters make Alfredo noodles. They love it. 2-year-old standing in the kitchen tossing them noodles in that flour after we got done. Y'all, she even stood right here and ran the sheets through the roller, everything. They love it. So yes, if they had an affiliate program, I would definitely be joining it, but they don't, and there we are. It's in my Amazon store, though. Amazon carries KitchenAid. They carry KitchenAid, and I have my stand mixer in there, and I have all of my attachments in there. Okay, that is 2 sticks of butter. I'm going to let my mixer do the mixing, cutting the butter up into the flour. We're going to give that a few minutes. I think I'm done with my flour until later, because after we get done mixing this up, we divide the dough. I'm going to put it in Ziploc bags, and well, now that's the 2 of them. When I break them apart and I divide them up, 2 sections are going to go in Ziploc bags so I can put them in the freezer. The other is just going to go in a ball, and you have to chill this dough for at least 30 minutes. You don't want to mess with room temperature dough or it's going to stick to everything. So you want to work with chilled butter and chilled dough, okay? It rolls better, trust me, especially when you have to pick it up and put it on your pie plate. Yeah, you don't want it sticking to everything because it's going to stick at room temperature. Y'all, this is an old pie plate. This belonged to one of my grandmothers, bringing back memories today. We're going to be storing the pie in a decorative pie plate. Yes, yes. That came from my husband's mother. I got it. Okay. This is looking really good, really good. I'm going to let this do some more. I'm going to get my area fixed up here for just a minute because while the pie crusts are in there chilling, y'all laugh. That's a joke, okay? They're going to be chilling, okay, hanging out in the fridge. And then we're going to get the filling started while those are chilling. Okay, y'all. All right, that is looking good. Now you add a teaspoon of sugar, whatever sugar you want to use. My husband likes brown sugar. For some reason, brown sugar does not spike his sugar, but regular sugar does. Go figure. Y'all, like I said, this is a learning curve. All right, this is a learning curve for us, and we know the things that spikes them, the things that don't, and we make changes, but brown sugar just does not spike your sugar. All right, so there's the sugar in. Y'all, this is basically just flour, sugar, butter, Water and salt. That's it. Half a cup of water. Now, the measurements I'm doing, y'all, is double the recipe. So, if you only want 1 pie, I'll give you the measurements for that. You can write both down. But the measurements I'm calling out, I am doubling this recipe, y'all. Now in goes the water, cold water. Half a cup cold water. And this is just going to start coming together and making a dough. Y'all want to see? Have a gander. Look at that. We're fixing to start coming together and making that dough ball. There we go. Look at that. Okay, y'all. Y'all, this actually looks like it only made enough for the top crust and the bottom crust. Not enough for 2 pies. Does that make sense? I gotta flour my hands, y'all, to get this off here. Look how good this come together. So, I'm wondering, y'all, if I've always quadrupled the recipe in order to get 2 pies. I might have done that, y'all, and I apologize. This looks like this is only gonna be 2 crusts, 1 for the top, 1 for the bottom. That's okay. While I've got my stand mixer out, I will just do this process 1 more time. That's all. That's all. Okay, so just know, what I just called out is for 2 crusts, okay? Now, you do not have to do this step, y'all. I am rolling this out. I'm getting this in a ball. I'm just rolling it out, okay? Because I want to make sure I get these even. Do y'all think that's enough for 2 pie crusts? Or I think that's only going to be enough for 2. Y'all, we'll know when we get there, okay? We'll know when we get there. I want to make sure they're even. So I'm trying to get this in a good little ball. You do not have to do this step. You can go ahead and throw this in a bag, a bowl, or whatever. Cover it up. Throw it in the fridge. I am going to go ahead and make a process easier for me, y'all. We're going to have this dough with my bread scraper, bench scraper. All right. I'm going to make this easier for me when I do get ready to do this. You do not have to do this. If you want to skip this part, skip it. But I'm telling you, this is a good tip for when you do get this out of the refrigerator and get ready to do this pie, this crust. I'm going to go ahead, put it in a Ziploc bag right in the middle. Keep your circle shape. Keep your circle shape, because I'm fixing to show y'all a trick. Get all the air out. You don't want an air bubble because we're going to do this. Okay, you see what I'm doing there? There you go. Keep your circle shape. You can go ahead and start my handy dandy rolling pin, y'all. You can go ahead and do this in plastic wrap and start shaping your pie crust just a little. I'm not saying you got to try to get that thing this size inside this bag. But you go ahead and do this process. When you get this out of the refrigerator, it is going to be a little easier to work with this chilled pie crust. All you're going to have to do is just take this out of the bag, flop it down, and continue pressing and shaping and rolling out. Now, I'm going to get all the air out. See, that didn't even stick to my pan, my cutting board. I can't talk this morning. We're gonna let these chill out. I'm gonna do this with this one. I think, y'all, this is just gonna be enough for 1 pie and some little Pop-Tarts with the scraps, or enough scraps to make another, just 1 for a bottom crust for a quiche, or the homemade Pop-Tarts. So, while I've got my KitchenAid out, I will go ahead and make another batch, another recipe, and I will do the same thing, and I will put those in the freezer for another day. But like I said, if you don't want to do this step, you don't have to. I'm just going to make my life easier and go ahead and do just a little bit of this I told y'all I can't talk. A little of this right now. And it will be easier to roll out when you get it out of the refrigerator, trust me. We're just going to put these in there long enough while we are getting the filling ready. Off camera, I am going to peel my apples, slice them. I'm going to leave them in slices, not diced like I did the little fried apple pies using canned biscuits. I'm going to peel and get the seeds out, core the apples, and slice them, okay? And I have a little trick for that, too. I might let you see that once I get them peeled. All right, I'm fixing to put these in the refrigerator. And then while the pie is baking, I'll make up another recipe. Just know if you want 4 or 5, quadruple the recipe, okay? All right, let me go put these in the refrigerator and we will start on these apples. Okay, y'all, as you can hear, I've got some more pie crust going in the background. We are going to get those pie crust in the freezer. I have a sweet potato pie and a pumpkin pie that I need to make using our own sweet potato puree and pumpkin puree that we did up out of all those sweet potatoes and pumpkins. We are going to be melting a stick of butter. You guessed it. We're going to let this melt, and I'm going to show y'all what I'm going to do to my apples, okay? While that's melting, pie crust is running. Got my maids going this morning. Okay, this is all I'm going to do, y'all. I peeled my apples. I'm going to core them and seed them and slice them all at the same time. Look at there. Take the core out. Now, I might need to slice these just a little more, but y'all, I've already got them done halfway. 2. My granddaughters love apples, and we will come in here and do this with an apple just so easy. So I am going to need to make just some smaller chunks, but that's okay. It just did this much for me anyway. All right. Now I'm just going to take each section and just do it one more time. Evenly, plop, that's it. These are going to go in our melted butter with brown sugar and then a little bit of cornstarch to thicken up the sauce. That's going to be like a caramelized sauce. And that's how I do my apples, y'all. You don't have to go this extra step, y'all. If you just want to peel your apple, cut it up, that's fine. You, I'll do me, and we're going to be just fine in our own kitchens, okay? That's how I do my apples, y'all. The butter is melting. We'll take these over there and we'll get that sauce to going. Okay, butter's all melted. I'm going to add the apples. We're going to sweat them down just a little bit. In goes the apples. I don't want my heat up too high, but we're going to sweat these down just a little bit, and then we will add the brown sugar and the cinnamon and a little bit of cornstarch, okay? These are sweating. Ta-da! I got my other 2 pie crusts done. There we go. Those go in the freezer for the future pies I was talking about. All right. I don't want to sweat these so much that they get mushy. I just don't want them extra crunchy. And, you know, kind of that in-between, so I don't have a time, y'all. I'm just getting them a little sweated where they're still crunchy, but not mushy. Some people like crunchy apples. Some people like them a little on the mushy side. Al dente, I don't know. My husband prefers this. He don't like them extra crunchy, but he don't like them mushy either, so I'm doing al dente. All right, now we're going to add some brown sugar. Y'all, I'm just going to eyeball it with my hand here. You can use light brown sugar. You can use dark brown sugar, whichever you like. I think I've got a little mixture of both in here. At one time, we were headed to go get some dark brown, and they were out, so we had to get light brown. So, to your taste preference. And get it all over your stove, too. Try not to, but that's me. Every time I'm in the kitchen, food flies everywhere. All right, I think I want a little bit more. Just, y'all, like I said, to y'all's preference, okay? Now we're going to add some cinnamon. Just a tad, a dash. You don't want it overpowering. We're going to let these mull around and hang out in the pan a little bit. Get all those flavors incorporated. Now we're going to add just like a tablespoon of cornstarch. Just enough to thicken up that sauce. You don't want a runny pie, okay? Just enough to coat and thicken up the sauce. I think that's probably like a tablespoon. We eyeballed it again. We're going to just kind of let this thicken up. This is going to be the filling for our apple pie. I can already see it beginning to thicken up. I'm just going to stir this around, and we are going to let this hang out and thicken up, incorporate the flavors, and we get it all over your stove again. Oh, that's good. That's good taste right there. That's good taste. All right. We're just going to let this, we're going to simmer just a little. I don't want to continue to cook it, but I do want the sauce to thicken up, and that is the filling. Now we'll wait on those pie crusts to be chilling up and getting good and hard for us, and then we'll start assembling this pie. Okay, y'all, look at this. There is our pie crust. They are good and chilled, okay? So all we are going to do is take these out of the Ziploc bag. Just get it unstuck a little bit. Take it out. Get you a little bit of flour on your surface. Now do y'all see why I did that extra little step? Going ahead and rolling it out just a little bit, because this makes the process go a little smoother. We are going to roll this out. I'm going to kind of keep this up here for a visual so I can measure as I go. I don't know why I didn't think about it, but I actually have a pie silicone mat that has the circles on it with the 6, 8, 10, 12 measurements on it, where you can roll out tortillas, you can roll out pie crust. I've just had a working kitchen this morning, y'all, because not only am I going to be making this pie, y'all, I got biscuits right there, sausage from a hog that we had processed, eggs, and I got granola, homemade granola, sitting over there on the stove, ready to go in the oven same time this pie goes. I mean, you know, we got to eat breakfast too, so my oven's getting a workout this morning. Hey, it's already going to be on to make one thing. Why waste all that electricity and just make one thing? Go ahead and use your time wisely while your oven is heated and make something else. You want this kind of thin like a pie crust. And y'all, the scraps, like I said, are going to be used for homemade Pop-Tarts that we're going to be making. I got those other 2 pie crusts in the freezer, because for another family get-together, I'm going to be making, like I said, sweet potato pie or pumpkin pie. But y'all, I'm always telling you, use your time wisely in your kitchen, because I mean, like I said, y'all, double a recipe. Do some meal prep. I got one son that is fly by the seat of your pants willy-nilly. On a whim, we'll throw something together and you know, hop to the grocery store about 50 times a week. I mean, you know, he's going to do him. We're going to do us. Our other son actually will sit there and he meal preps. He's like, if I don't do this now, I'm going to regret it the rest of the week. Y'all, don't think your kids don't listen to you, because secretly they do listen. It's just not showing at the moment. One of these days, it's going to come right back to them. And they're going to listen, y'all. All right, that looks like it's going to be. I'm going to have some hanging over, which is good because we've got to go up the side of the dish. Now, let me show y'all another trick. I learned this from my mother-in-law. How perfect was that? Now we're just going to put this down in here. Let it sink to the bottom. Make sure it covers the corners. Lift it up a little bit because it may be heavy and have a little trouble sinking to the bottom. You don't want a big air pocket in the bottom of your pie. All right, that's good. I rolled out a bunch. I rolled it out really good. That's all right. Now, I'm going to come in. I might need a sharper knife than this. You're going to cut your extra off. This is what I'm going to be using to make the homemade Pop-Tarts with. Granddaughter's is going to have fun. We're going to put a glaze on them, powdered sugar glaze. Poppy may not be able to eat them, but you know what? I will find him a glaze he can put on his. And we'll still make him some. I can feel his. Y'all, you know what? That actually looks like it's enough to make the top crust. Now, we're going to go ahead and save these for scraps. But y'all, I think that's probably, I think this does make the top and the bottom crust. If you roll them out this thin and you don't get any bigger than what I did, I think that actually does make. There's a pie. Here's another pie. But I've already said I want to make some Pop-Tarts, so I am going to use these scraps. Okay, I've already promised Pop-Tarts. So, but y'all, just know that I think that does make, doubling that recipe will give me my 2 pies. Okay, it just didn't look like a lot, y'all, there for a moment. Okay, now this is going to be we're going to use this for the top part. We're going to save this for the scraps. I'm going to put this dough ball back in here. That's going to be our scraps for the Pop-Tarts. I could, if I wasn't going to be making Pop-Tarts, I would roll this out and use this as my top. Okay? But we're going to set that there. Let's go ahead and put our filling inside here, so I don't have to walk around the kitchen so much. Y'all see that? Woo! Let's get this over the pie. Y'all see that? There's my filling. Oh, that pan too. There's my filling. See that sauce thickened up? Sorry y'all, this is loud. That's the purpose for the cornstarch. That's cooled off, y'all. So it would be thick. All right, let me get the apples spread in there evenly. Let's make sure some of that sauce gets down to this way. Oh, that butter, y'all. All right, there we go. Let me get some of this sauce down to here. Spread you out some down there. Look, when I poured it in there, all the sauce well, I don't know what that word is, y'all. Congealed, whatever, all to one side. All right, let's get you down in there, because now we are going to decorate the top, and I'll show you how we're going to do that. I'm just trying to get it all in there, y'all. There we go. There we go. Now, let's work on this top, and I'm going to show y'all what we're going to do. Like I said, I've never done the lattice work, but we're going to today. Get the other side unstuck. See, it don't even stick to the Ziploc bag when you chill it and you got it rolled out. I got my fan on, y'all, because sister is hot in here, or brother. If y'all are trying to follow along and you want to make this, Brothers and sisters, this is how you do it, okay? We're going to roll this out the same way, but we are going to make our strips with a pizza cutter. You can use a knife if you want to. I'm just not good with a knife, y'all. I can do it better with a pizza cutter. So we're going to roll this out thinly. I can feel it and see if I need to get it more thin. Y'all, my oven is preheating to 350. I know everybody has discrepancies on how hot they want their oven to make their pie, temperature-wise. I just don't want to burn my crust before the pie gets done. And I'm going to do a happy medium, 350. You can do 375 if you want. If you want to do the higher temperature, because I've also got some other things that's going to go in the oven too. So it's okay if I add a little extra time, okay? That just means it won't get burnt. All right, that's about like I want it. All right, now we're going to start. Let me get a square here, y'all, so I can do my strips evenly. I'm going to get me a rectangle here. I need to go about right here, make a rectangle. All right, and let's see, that's all right there. All right, now we're going to start making our lattice work. Raise up here. Oh, y'all, that just peels away so good. Oh, I got it all unshaped, didn't I, when I did that? It's okay. All right, now we're going to try to start doing our lattice work. And y'all, I'm going to have to figure this out because I've never done the lattice work before, but we're going to learn today. If you don't want to do the lattice work, by all means, just do the same thing. Lift this up, roll it over, cut off your scraps, and then do your crimping. But y'all, I said today I wanted to put some love in this pie, and by golly, we're going to put some love in this pie. So, we're going to make our strips for our lattice. I know that's a little wide. Okay, one. Let me get my strips here just to save us some time. Okay, now let's see if I can start doing this. Oh, don't drop it. One there. There. Don't you go across and then kind of like overlap them when you go the other direction? I guess we'll find out. Y'all, I'm always telling you, don't be afraid to try things. Just get in your kitchen, conquer your fears, and just do it. And that's exactly what I'm doing today. All right, now, this is where we got to start overlapping, I believe. So we're going to go this one down, this one down. You skip one, every other one, okay? I know that's a little long. You skip one. Okay, I think I got enough room to put two. I may be doing this completely wrong, y'all, but hey, it ain't for the sake of not trying. All right, let's come down a little more. This is how I'm just going to do it, y'all, because I don't want this getting too messy on me. We're going to make it right. All right, so we're going to put this back up. Oh, yeah, here we go. Yeah, you got to do this. Because you got to go this way with it, too. All right, we're figuring it out. Oh, I closed that one up, didn't I? Hey, I'm glad this is workable, y'all. Thread it through, weave it through. I probably just did that wrong. And there is some older generation ladies out there shaking their heads at me. Oh, my gosh. Did she really just do that? Yes, I did, ma'am. Yes, I did. I did. I'm learning. But you know what? We're going to learn together. Yeah, we're going to learn together. This one. Okay, this one's got to go over this one. Oh, y'all, yeah, you got to weave this together. Okay, I see how it's supposed to go now. This one goes down too. I see how this is supposed to go. Y'all don't be shaking your head at me, okay? I know. I know. See, I just messed that one up. Let's see. Maybe do this one at a time. Y'all, we're going to learn. That's okay. I've never done the lattice work. Okay, we're gonna learn. Here we go. There we go. All right, now let's put this one through here. We're gonna do one at a time. I thought you could do more at a time, but obviously you can't. Okay, here we go. I may need to roll out some more scraps, and that's fine. I knew I was gonna have to anyway. All right, let's see. So we're gonna go over. You're gonna have to do one at a time, y'all. There we go. I think I got it now. I was just trying to do too many at one time. There we go. We got this now, y'all. Look. We're doing a little lattice. All right, this one's going to go. Now, you rotate on the next row. Weave and rotate. Weave and rotate. Go in the opposite direction the next time. Whoop. There we go. Turn you over. That love's going to be looking a little messy, but that's okay. We're learning. Okay. There we go. Let me roll out some more to finish this. Yeah, okay. It's going to look okay, y'all. It's going to look fine, except that little part right there. I tell you what, that's where we're going to put the little decoration, the little heart decoration. We can cover that little mishap up. Uh-oh. I see another little mishap. I didn't rotate. Right there. Is that right? Oh, right there. I still didn't do right. Down. With that one. Up and then down. There we go. Yeah, you got to rotate. If I did it wrong, okay. I'll know next time what I did wrong. Because I see one right there that I didn't go up with it. It's going to be fine, y'all. It's going to be fine. Like I said, I've never done this before. But hey, I'm trying. Y'all give me a little bit of credit. All right, let me roll out another section, get these other ropes, and then we're going to roll out and we're going to make our little decorations, okay? All right, y'all. All I needed was one little strip there on the very end. Now we're going to cover up my little mishap. This is not perfect, y'all. They're just going to know I put the love into it. Heart shape. There's going to be 1, 2, 3. I'm just playing around, y'all, like a kid with Play-Doh. Let's see if I can get 5 hearts. Y'all, this is just fun. This would be fun for kids to do. What kid will not like sitting there cutting out your hearts for you? Let's see. Let's put one on top just for the fun of it. Look at that. Oh, I'm so proud of me. Y'all, it is never too late to teach an old dog new tricks, okay? Now I'm going to cut the rest of this off, and we're going to try to clean up the edges. Look at that, y'all. We did it. We did it. Y'all, that's pretty fun. Yes, I'm going to have to let my granddaughters try this. They love just getting in the kitchen with me, playing, baking, cooking. They're going to love to do this. And they will probably cut out so many shapes that whole top will be full of nothing but shapes. All right. This is going to go in our... Look at that, y'all. We did it. Oh, but we're not done yet, y'all. We got to crimp the edges. I'm just cleaning up the sides first. Y'all, we did this with love. Yes, my feet and legs are killing me. No, I've not ate breakfast yet. All right, now where is me a fork? Let's get a fork and we are going to crimp the edges. You can either crimp the edges or you can do this with your fingers, y'all. You can make the little indentions with your fingers, but I'm just going to go the extra little step, y'all, and we're going to crimp. And then I'll go back around, clean up, shape up. They're going to know love was put into this pie. Let me crimp and shape and clean up, and then I will show y'all the finished product before we put this baby in the oven. Do y'all see how pretty that looks? Look at that. We did it, y'all. And the more we do it, the better we'll get. I'm going to very gently put an egg wash on top to get that glossy brown color that you want on a pie. Gently. Gently do an egg wash. Y'all, I don't know a time on this. Y'all know me. I'm going to eyeball it. I'm an eyeball kind of baker and cooker. If you want to, look up, Google, how long to bake an apple pie. Homemade from scratch apple pie. And it'll tell you. I'm going to say at least 45 minutes, y'all. And like I said, I've got other things that's going to be going in the oven with this. So, yes. That is a really bright egg. Alright, very gentle. You don't want to mess up your lattice work. Very gentle. Y'all, some people will do a milk wash. Yeah, some people will do a milk wash. I sometimes do a milk wash on my homemade breads. All right, let's load up this oven, ladies and gentlemen. And there is my loaded up oven. Tray of sausage on the bottom, pie and eggs in the middle, biscuits on the top. I am going to be eyeballing everything. And got my light on, got my little oven towel right there that I made. Y'all want to know how I did that? I got a video on it. Just dollar crafts from Dollar Tree. I don't even know what I called it, y'all. And then granola will have to go in next, okay? But right now, all of these are going to get to baking. I am going to get off my feet while these bake. I'm going to keep eyeballing until everything is done. Then we'll get this out of the oven and mostly let you see what this apple pie looks like. And fresh out of the oven. It's been about an hour to maybe like an hour and 5 minutes maybe. And I took this out of the oven. I just kept eyeballing it, y'all. Do you hear the bubbles? Let me move that over here so you can see and hear a little better. Do y'all hear the bubbling going on? Do you see that crust? Y'all, it is smelling appley. Listen to that. Appley. Look at the little hearts. Cinnamony. Warm. Oh, y'all, you got to give this a try. And this is the platter that I got from my late mother-in-law. I hope y'all have enjoyed this video. I hope you give this pie a try. I hope I've helped you learn how to make one. Be sure to give us a like, thumbs up, share our videos if you like our content and you want to see more just like this of all the things we do at 4D Farms. We will catch you in the next video.